Published in 1959, Ray Bradbury's novel Fahrenheit 451 introduces the world to a dystopian future where ignorance is not only tolerated but encouraged and reinforced. This is symbolized through firefighters in the novel burning books and punishing readers. Though this is not the main theme of his novel, Bradbury is able to articulate a suffering world where there is a clear division and dissatisfaction in society as a result of the crippling need that humans have for knowledge. Dystopia is an ideology based on an oppressed reality that cannot move forward or adapt to conflict because of unjust systems put in place by supposed leaders. It only promotes the dehumanization of people, and although some will ask how we may get there, I propose to you that perhaps we are already here. Knowledge is Power, Why Education Matters is an editorial that states that inadequate educational systems only further strengthen the cycle of poverty. It means that we sacrifice the most vulnerable in our society to a faith where they are marginalized and rendered incapable of making their own judgments, shaping their own lives, and understanding situations that directly impact them. The article goes on to explain that entire nations are kept at a standstill, unable to progress simply because their infrastructure is not there to support the thirst that citizens have for information. This may seem exaggerated, but there is research to support this dystopian reality. Education, knowledge, and the evolution of disparities in health highlights that those who come from uneducated backgrounds are more likely to engage in risky health behaviors. This article in particular focuses on smoking as a risky health behavior and states that people without access to health promotion services become ignorant to the negative impacts that smoking has on their health. Unaware of the damage it does to their body, they continue smoking and in turn pass the habit onto their children before suffering from a range of diseases attributed to smoking. Despite this information and research being accessible to most of us, there are pockets of people around the world that it misses, and in those pockets of people is where this dystopian reality thrives. Education in Sierra Leone puts this into context. Sierra Leone, a nation of close to 7 million people, is legally required to provide all children 6 years of primary education and 3 years of junior secondary schooling. However, with infrastructure simply not being there, the country faces a lack of schools and teachers, and the implementation of this legal requirement is almost impossible to accomplish. This has led to the nation being one of the most illiterate nations around the world, with only 52.2% of people aged 14 to 24 knowing how to read. This illiteracy has greatly affected the entire nation's health and economy, essentially halting their development. Although we may seem detached from Bradbury's dystopian future, a version of it exists within us. It is evident in the way the media shelters us from uncomfortable topics and in the way we choose to be ignorant by not doing anything to change the situation. But perhaps there's hope.